What's up, guys? It's been a while. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you guys through a breakdown that I had this week. This week was kind of slow, I'm not gonna lie. And I only took 2 trades. One of the trades I really pushed into it when I knew I wasn't supposed to, and the other trade was the trade that I actually made my profits back. But before I do go ahead and walk you guys through these trades, I do need to go ahead and take my dog for a walk because I've been telling him that for a while. And yeah, I've been doing laundry, so I need to just, get ready and go out for a walk. Once I'm done with the walk, you guys see him? Like, every time I say walk, he is just staring at me. I've been telling him we're gonna go for a walk for the past day and a half. So, he's literally dead ass staring at me like, yo, are we gonna fucking go or not? So, let me put these socks on, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more on the walk. Let's put these bad boys on right here. This is really wanting to go for a walk. But getting into it, guys, one thing that you do want to take in consideration when you are trading is that you want to be able to clear out your mind. What the heck are you doing, bro? Look at him. He just straight up pissed on the cement. Oh my god. Okay, like I was saying, you want to be able to clear out your mind and actually be in sync with the market. You don't want to bring no problems into the market. If you don't feel good, you don't trade, because the more likely you are to lose if you trade while you're not feeling good. That's just straight up thing. So let me kind of walk you guys through as far as when it comes to some of the trades I took this week, give you guys an overall thought process. That way you guys can learn as well. So let's get to it. All right, so we're on the charts now. Let's talk some charts and let's see what it is that I found this week and how I was able to take the overall opportunities that were presented. Now, I am very strict as far as the time that I trade. For example, I trade at one specific time and one specific time only. If the setup is not at that given time, then I don't trade. And this helps me to not be as exposed to the market. Understand the following is that the more exposed you are to the market, the more likely you are to lose. That's just how it is. So you want to be able to understand how to manage your emotions to look for a setup and not for a trade. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, let's go to the charts real quick, okay? And let's give some examples. So let's talk about when the week started. This past week started on the 9th. So the 9th is right around this section. So we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the 9th was a Sunday. Monday was the 10th. And as we go into Monday, I want to go ahead and show you guys the setup that was presented in this section. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to take the trade. And the reason why I was not able to take the trade was due to the fact that I was 5 minutes late, guys. And yes, this is very important. This is when the discipline aspect comes in play. So as you guys can see, this right here happened at 8:15. And then if we go all the way down to the 5-minute time frame, right on the 10th, right in this section, price action ended up going at 8:20. Now, I like to trade around 8:30 and so on. Sometimes I do trade at 7 a.m. However, I was not around the charts at this moment and market had already left. Now, let me talk to you guys about this main setup as far as how it is that you could have taken this in consideration. You can see that there was some nice liquidity in this section, and overall you can see at this very rate moment, market was bearish. So we had the overall bias, which was bearish, and all you were looking for was for that setup to happen during the times that we like to trade when there is a lot of momentum within the market, which is going to be either New York or London session. As we can see in London session, we didn't really have much move. Market was just going up, down, up, down, up, down. But at the same time, one thing that did create for us was understanding that market was creating liquidity, create a manipulation to the upside, and was testing these sections of manipulation to later on continue going down. Therefore, by me being able to see what happened on London session, I am now able to anticipate what could potentially happen during New York session. So moving on to New York session, we can see how market was able to break through underneath the lows, creating that liquidity, and we created a nice point of interest right in this section. So As you guys can see, there's a nice point of interest right in the section that was tested. This would have been the first potential entry that we could have got in on with a nice limit. Now, unfortunately, I was not by the computer, so therefore I was not trading at this very moment. As market moves down, we see price action at 820. And then we see the confirmation of price action at 825, a 3 bearish variation candle. Now, at this very moment, I wish I was by the computer. Unfortunately, I was not. But if I was, my trade would have been looking somewhat like this, looking for something decent into a psychological number, such as 1.12900 would be a nice psychological number to be paying attention to. That'd be a nice 1 to 2 restore ratio. Now, I personally didn't take this trade because I wasn't around the market at that very time. When I saw the movement, market was already right in the section, so I was not going to go ahead and just enter, because if I did enter, understand the following is that if you were to come into the market, you see market already moving down, you see the setup had already passed, and you enter just to enter, you're entering because you're looking for a trade. You're not looking for a setup. So therefore, there's going to be a lot of emotions when it comes to taking your trade, and there's going to be a lot of emotions throughout the process of your trade. If this would have gone towards your direction, you would have won. Awesome, great. However, is it really good if you were going through all these emotions and you know that you broke some rules? Not really. So I'd rather not take the trade and wait for the next day. There's always the next day, guys, when it comes to the market. So when we go over to the next day we see the following. Nice setup. Phenomenal. Everything great. But what happened? Same scenario. I was late. As we can see, the following, this was even better and sexier, guys. Right here, we can see some nice liquidity created. We see nice manipulation to the upside. We see how this tested right in the spot where you want to see. Okay, fulfilled imbalance zones, came into point of interest, tested, and dropped. What time did this test? This test is at 8:20. You guys see that, guys? 2 days in a row, 10 or 5 minutes late. Tested into that section, and then had that nice drop to the downside. As we can see, had a nice 20 pip move to the downside. Now, I was about 5 to 10 minutes late on this one. However, at this very moment, I wasn't looking for selling opportunities. I was looking for overall buying opportunities. So I didn't take the trade, nor I wanted to go ahead and look for another potential trade. Because if I wanted to look for another potential trade, then I would have been able to find this right here and have that nice spike to the downside. Personally, I wasn't looking for selling position. I was looking for overall buying positions. I didn't see the setup. I saw how market moved to the upside, created liquidity, but never came back and retraced to fulfill the imbalance that I would like to see for it to continue on moving up. So therefore, I didn't trade this pair at that day. Now, coming into the following day, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, I rushed into the trade. I was looking for selling opportunity at this moment because I knew market was going to have that potential sell-off. However, I rushed into trade. I honestly entered off of the psychological number at 1.1400, which is right around this section. I didn't wait for market to create a new lower low, test, and come down. So yes, I lost this trade. Now, right here, what happened? Why did I lose? Because I went against my rules, right? I was getting in to look for, I was looking for a trade and not looking for a setup, which is really important, guys. You always want to look for a setup. You don't want to look for a trade. The following day, Friday, the following day, which was Wednesday, no trade. Market was just terrible. It was terrible. We do see how market created some nice liquidity in the section, took out the liquidity. There could have been an entry right here for move to downside. However, me personally, I knew that this day was overall going to be accumulating and consolidating for the next day to have a potential distribution, which is exactly what we had, and this is exactly what we went ahead and sent out to our trading community, which is going to be levels. You guys can find that down below on the link if you'd like to join. It's just $1 to start for the first 7 days, and then if you'd like to join, continue, $14 a month, which is literally less than 50 cents a day for the whole month. All right, so in this section, we went ahead and sent out this trade right here. Very, very nice, sexy trade. A lot of us were able to enter on this. I personally entered on this, and I was able to have a nice move. Now, my entry point was at 1.14730. I had a limit on that section, so let me just go ahead and put that at 730. That's where I had my limit, so it was a nice entry, and my stop loss was 10 pips, so we had a nice restore ratio. As we can see, I had 3 TPs on this one. I had first TP underneath the liquidity, second TP at a quarter psychological number, which was going to be right around at 1.22. Let me see. It was a little bit lower. I believe it was at 1.14150. I believe it was 1.14150. If not, it was 1.225. Yeah, here we go. This was the psychological level that I used. It was at 1.4250 was the psychological level I chose for my second TP, which is giving us a almost 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio. And my final TP was at overall round psychological number. So that round psychological number that I took in consideration was a 1.1400 level. And we can see how that market nicely hit almost into a 1-to-8 risk to reward ratio. We cleared out at a 1-to-7 risk to reward ratio, meaning that we were able to go ahead and take the loss from here, make up for the loss, and on top some more. So when it comes to this scenario, you guys can see that the week was pretty slow for me. However, one trade in the whole week could make up for everything. Yes, I got in early on this one. Now, what if I didn't get it early on this one? I actually waited for the overall setup and not the trade. Well, I would have made a lot more on this one than I would have just by making up money. I'm not making sense at this moment. Let me put that back. If I was to be patient and wait for the setup and not enter based off the trade, I would have been able to capitalize a lot more, because at the moment that I found the setup, at this moment, I now had to make up for the losses and on top some more for some profits. So I would have been better off if I would have just waited for the setup and just took in one trade for the overall week. So this is when the patient side comes in factor. Let me know down below on the comments what you would like to see next. I'm planning on doing a free institutional course on YouTube. Let me know what are your thoughts. If that's something that you would like to know, if that's something you'd like for me to go ahead and take out, put it down below and just say, hey, yes, bring the course out or something like that. That way I am motivated to go ahead and put the time in for you guys, and and I can see that you guys are actually taking advantage of the knowledge. You guys have a phenomenal start of your week. Today is Sunday. Market opens in about 10 minutes from now. So we'll see what we can find. And also understand this, that I will be putting a lot more live trading sessions on the YouTube channel. So looking forward to see you guys there. You guys have a great rest of your day.